Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. I will not make this any longer than it needs to be. We're going to dive into the duels. We're gonna show, I'm gonna show you why Yomitsurugi is the deck to beat at the moment, apart from branded Draco Tail, and until, of course, K9 comes along, but that's a problem for the future. And I'm just gonna direct you guys once again to the Lukasako tutorial video, where you should know everything you need to know about Yomitsurugi in that video. Again, I am not exactly the best teacher to do that, because if you mess up your lines in this deck, it's extremely punishing, and I hope to show those mistakes today. Yes, I will make mistakes in this video so that you guys can learn from it. But if I play perfectly and I get my lines right, this deck, my god, is very hard to beat. And to just tell you guys a story, as I was practicing for this deck in the lead up to this recording, I had a battle against branded Draco Tail, and we had a 9 chain link long wave of reactions. It is insane at how good branded Draco Tail is, and they even managed to play under Nibiru, which is an insane achievement for a deck in this day and age. So yeah, I hope to face off against decent opponents yet again, and we're gonna you guys are gonna see why this deck is the deck to beat. Sadly lost a die roll, but I think I have enough interaction to last me a lifetime in this matchup. Opponent is rocking, well, uncustomized slaves, so that's already scary, but we opened with Fualos, so let's use that, and then we won't use our Ash Blossom on our own Fualos, so let's see if we can draw any decent cards. Granted, Cookie is, well, good draw, but if my opponent is just setting and passing, then that means they're a wombo combo deck, but that could also mean that they are Labyrinth, given what their field is about. So, okay. We can start with Ash Blossom Bait. We're going to start with Mitsurugi Prayers. We're going to try to add a Mitsurugi to hand, and usually it's Habakiri. Everything always leads to Habakiri. Okay, that did not get any reactions out of my opponent, so we're going to use Habakiri here. We're going to summon the orange guy. I keep forgetting his name. Saji. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna summon Saji, then tribute Saji. The paper way to do this is just send Saji to the graveyard, but just make sure you declare that you're doing it right, basically. Since we already used prayers, and then Mitsurugi Mirror only ever really works if you have more stuff in the graveyard, we're going to get the ritual, as in Mitsurugi Ritual, because this summons from the deck. So we use ritual here. We are going to summon from the deck, ritual summon in specific. So we're going to get Murakumo. There we go. Then Habakiri goes to the graveyard. Then we will summon Murakumo to the leftmost side, because we can. So yeah, that's it. Just 2 summons and you already have a decent amount of bodies. So we get Habakiri Chainlink 1 and then Murakumo Chainlink 2, so that we can block the search that Habakiri does. Alright, there we go. Then Murakumo does his thing. Then we now get Mitsurugi Mirror. Now, because Murakumo was special summoned properly, that means we can use him as tribute fodder in order to get Habakiri down. But let's see if my opponent loves the cards in their hand, or we can just stop it entirely. I guess we just stop it entirely. We have Ash Blossom, so we just do that instead. They are Resonators, so they are definitely a wombo combo deck. So let's see if I can kill my opponent this turn. First, we use Mirror, so that we get Habakiri out of the graveyard by tributing off the Murakumo. Again, Murakumo was special summoned properly, so he can very easily special summon himself, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. I don't know why, but again, we're just going to play as we do things around here. And if I make mistakes, then all the better, so that you guys will not be able to repeat what I do here. Then yes, we will summon Murakumo. So now we do this. There we go. And now our goal is to try and kill my opponent. It's actually really easy to get 8,000 at this point. So that's 5 summons. Holy shit, does he have Nibiru in hand? Oh god, I did not consider that one. Let's see. Saji was the first summon, then Murakumo, then Habakiri, then Murakumo again. So now they definitely show that they have Nibiru in hand. So no, we're just going to go into combat right away. And bingo! I was right. Let's see if you love that card in your hand. All right. Definitely walked right into that one. I definitely should have attacked immediately. It's for some reason Nibiru has a higher chance to appear in opponents' hands these days, because a lot of decks, at least in the current meta, they fold to Nibiru, and Yummy in particular folds very hard to Nibiru. So yeah, we may be in trouble here, maybe, just maybe. But we do have Mitsurugi prayers, so that's something. But we can shuffle back in Mitsurugi mirror, so we'll do that, and we'll continue our main phase because our combat didn't exactly push through. Actually, this helps us because we will convert the Primal Being token into a Link Spider, and then we will be able to summon Yummy Cookie this way. So, not a loss for us. Hey! What the hell did you think you were doing, opponent? I'm still gonna try to kill you this turn. Alright, down 1000 attack. And then, I guess we get Cupsy, regardless. Or we get, yeah, no, actually, no. We're not going to get Cupsy yet. First, we're going to go into Snatchy so that we get Mignon, so that we'll have enough attack power in order to try and kill my opponent here. So we get Snatchy, then Snatchy effect. We'll get Mignon. Put it, just set it onto the field. There we go. Then use Mignon. We'll special summon Cookie yet again. There we go. And then, that doesn't trigger the effect. Shit, I forgot about that. Then we get Cupsy. Yeah, we get Cupsy. So we use... Actually, no, we'll use Link Spider, and we'll use Cookie. There we go. I forgot that, these guys just need, you know, any Link 1. So, then Cupsy does his thing. We'll get, actual Cupsy and Marshmallow. There we go. I should have gotten Lollipo. Yeah, I probably should have gotten Lollipo. Now we discard a Croaky. There we go. Or I'll just call it Croquet because it's easier that way. Then we'll special summon Marshmallow. There we go. Marshmallow effect. We will search the... We'll search. I mean, oh yeah, okay. I forgot that I don't have Yummy Surprise in the graveyard. And then we'll summon Cupsy. I am already making a huge amount of mistakes. I think this is our way to surprise, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we go. Now I believe this is a decent amount of damage on board. This is 800. My opponent will live, but I think it's going to set them back a lot. So we're going to swing in for 800. Then we'll swing in for the rest here. So this, I think this is enough. My math may be completely off here. So this, and then this. We can't use Yummy Surprise to summon out of the graveyard because that will, it won't be able to attack directly. So yeah, we were 600 off, but I think this is fine. Now we can actually just leave everything on board. We will set the surprise and we'll set the prayers. We have two basically things that we can special summon like on a whim. So there is that, and we can also use Cupsy, Yummy, the synchro version to interact with my opponent. So there we go. So we'll just pass on all of the priority here for the time being, and we'll just basically spring our traps once my opponent does something. So you guys get the idea. It's maybe made a lot of mistakes, but that's the general flow. The board may look messy, but trust me, the fact that you can quick synchro with Snatchy is an insane tool under Yummy's belt. And then put that on top of Mitsurugi, and you get a lot of situations like this. Let's just move on to the next duel. The thing I like about Yamitsurugi is they deal with rituals, synchros, and links, which is, holy shit, this is a brick hand if I ever saw one. Holy crap, this is a bad, bad hand. But I think we just set and pass until Maxi draws us into something. Good God, this is like the worst possible hand I could have gotten. But going back, Yamitsurugi uses synchros, rituals, and links. So that combination of summoning mechanics actually allows me to clear a lot of the dailies very, very easily, and I'm honestly really thankful for that because, prior to Yummy coming into the game, I was, pulling hairs out of my head just trying to figure out how to do the dailies. So, opponent just ended their turn, which means they needed a monster, so they really are a mechanical player, so there is that. Before my train of thought goes any further, this is... Ooh. Okay, I guess we just open with Cupsy, the main deck version. So Cupsy, activate effect. Ooh. Do we get Minion or do we use Snatcher for that? I guess we go for Marshmallow. Yeah, we always go for Marshmallow, then... No, actually we don't. I guess we go for Cookie first or Marshmallow. Or we go for a surprise, summon it back, then search again, but we don't have any other lines, unfortunately. I think that's fine. Yeah, we just search Marshmallow. This could be the wrong line, because you're somehow always should have Yummy Surprise in rotation one way or another, but we may actually just go for the OTK line here. Now that I think about it, this is turn 3, so we're just gonna do it like this. So we go for Snatchy. There we go. Then Snatchy effect, we'll get Minion, which will give all of our Yummy monsters a lot of attack. We get the field spell Minion. There we go. Then use Minion. There we go. We'll target Cupsy from the graveyard. There we go. Then they've already used their effects, unfortunately, so we do this. Then we use the often used only for like last minute situations, Lollipop. There we go. Then we put Lollipop here. There we go. Then Lollipop effect. There we go. We summon these two back. And there we go. There's the OTK. That's very, very simple. But yeah, sometimes you just win like this. Oh my god, this deck. I didn't even get to any of my Mitsurugi stuff, and somehow I killed my opponent. I guess they bricked pretty hard, so sadly, no empathy for me there. I thought I bricked with this hand as well, so let's just move on to the next duel. On the Dairo at least, and god, I miss saying that. Because it's on ranked again. And ooh, we have 2 ways to bait their Ash Blossom, so let's see if we can get that. First, we go with pre-preparation of rights, which has been semi-limited in the OCG, so that is definitely something. Oh no, Maxi! I guess we should just go with our Mitsurugi lines more than the other stuff. So we get Mirror, then we go for Habakiri, then we're just going to try to get Murakumo to the graveyard. I believe we can do this in 3 summons, if I'm counting this correctly. So we use Habakiri first. Let's see if my opponent reacts. No, they do not. So we get Saji. Tribute away to Saji. Tribute Saji! There we go. Alright. So that's 1 summon. Saji effect. We'll get the Mitsurugi Ritual. There we go. Then Mitsurugi Ritual. We're going to summon Murakumo. Then we'll see what happens from there. I believe... Ooh! Playing against Labyrinth. Alright, cool. I think that's fine. No, we're fine. We're fine. And I'm suddenly reminded of Hard Legs video recently where, oh god, they're gonna use this. Alright, cool. Locking out my my shenanigans. I guess we pivot into the Cookie line instead. They are gonna be so surprised. Alright, cool. You stop one, I guess I do the other. Here we go. Cookie. Did you really think you were gonna stop me with that, opponent? But sadly, we only have to do 2 summons here. We'll literally just end on a Book of Moon and pass. Oh my god. I think it's going to be more than enough because this is Labyrinth. They rely on a lot of their main deck monsters anyway, so I think it's going to be fine. So we resummon Cookie here, and then we'll literally end on this, and then set Mitsurugi Prayers, and then pass. We'll set Infinite Impermanence, like, I don't know, right here. Then we'll set 1 Mitsurugi Prayers right here. And sadly, that will be all that we're gonna do. So we have 2 Book of Moons. They're getting Chandraglia. into rotation. They even discarded the lovely lady herself, which is a travesty, I tell you, a travesty indeed. Big welcome is a problem because it could bounce the stuff that we have before we can even do anything. Do we use prayers now? I don't think we should, because we have not special summoned any of our guys and gals properly, so we may be in trouble here. Ariane, that is... She's not exactly immune to spell traps, so I think we're gonna let that slide for now. But the fact that they're not activating any effects here means that they plan to attack with Ariane here. Okay, cool. Set the normal trap. Unfortunately, you're forcing the issues, so we're going to negate. There we go. And I guess it's also fine that I set the prayers here so that we can search on the end of their turn. Or at the very least, we can scare them into us doing something. So we'll find out soon enough. Then we do that. That happens. Okay, cool. Special summon elaborate monster from your hand or graveyard. Do we do this? I believe we should. I guess we add to hand, then we tribute off some stuff. Yeah. We have not special summoned this guy properly, unfortunately. So, at the very least we can do is we can at least tribute a monster. Yes. Actually, I should have said no. God damn it. Habakiri could have been our ticket to next turn, but I think we're fine. Actually, we have mirror in hand, so I think we're fine. Maybe question mark. I'll find out soon enough. Okay, they're maxing here, which will allow them to draw even more cards, and this is the insanity of this format right now. So many chain links. Summon from hand or graveyard, but it can't attack directly. Special summon a monster? Yes, please. I knew it. I knew we can only summon Saji, so it's just a blocker. There we go. Big welcome. There you go. What do you do, opponent? What do you do? I'm assuming you're going to summon the lovely lady. There we go. Right, lovely lady has been summoned, but there are no other monsters on the field just yet. So that means he is not exactly immune. So the infinite permanence has been quote-unquote negated. Now we're going to try to do the thing here. So effects, and then we're going to try and flip the lovely lady face down so that we can hopefully survive. I definitely made a mistake somewhere there where I use prayers as a way to block, but I think we're doing fine here. So we get Habakiri into rotation, where I'm still not getting the quick synchro in effect, unfortunately. During your opponent's during the main phase or your opponent's battle. Oh, there we go. Now we get Snatchy to do his thing. I don't know if my opponent has any action for this. Okay, thankfully they don't. Now we use Cookie so that we synchro away these two. Then we'll, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not going to allow Cookie to set stuff face down. Or, the smarter thing that they can do is, they're going to destroy one of the cards in my hand. So now we get Murakumo added to our hand. There we go. And then Chandragleer does his thing. There we go. I may have made a mistake here, but I'm just doing this to the best of my ability. Okay, yep. To be expected, they did not allow Cookie to do his Book of Moon effect, and I think we're just dead here. But we do have Murakumo, so we could potentially bounce back by wiping away their front row. So we could potentially stand a chance. Again, I am not the best player at this deck. This deck is not as easy as it looks. The skill ceiling for this deck is absurdly high, to be honest, but I want to play a cutesy archetype that somehow has a... it's not even a dragon. It's classified as a reptile, so I'll have to look up on the lore as to why Mitsurugi are the way they are. And of course, again, like I said in my deck tech, I have a penchant for playing cutesy archetypes that are meta, so... Let's just see if I survive, if at all. But if there's anything I know about Labyrinth, they do have ways to OTK. Assuming, of course, they summon all 3 copies of the lovely lady from their deck. And they, Lord knows, they only really have 3 of those. So I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. Okay, we're at the start of my turn. My opponent has 3 pieces of back row. We have drawn an Abiru. for some reason. I would have preferred something more, significant than this. Activating Big Welcome here so that it can end up in the graveyard so that it can bounce something to my hand. Okay, cool. Lovely lady doing her thing. I'm assuming they're going to try and get the dimensional barrier again so that I can't ritual summon. So if that happens, then I am most definitely dead here. If they do indeed do that, a Banquet of Millions. You don't say, opponent. A man after my own heart. That is fascinating that you have that in the deck. I mean, granted, my deck, at least my build of the deck, does indeed revolve around a lot of exo deck monsters. So, okay. I get what you're doing here, Labyrinth. I get what you're doing. And let's see what else they do. I mean, their chain links are off the chain right now. Like, good God. Chandragleer and a lot. And I mean, a lot is happening. And I don't like it because I'm not the one doing it. But, okay, Ku-Clock doing their thing. And they're gonna activate Banquet of Millions this turn, which is okay. Transaction rollback to do... Oh, Jesus Christ, they are really making sure that I am not going to win. Alright, opponent, fine. I will give you this duel. I'm not even going to concede. I will just set all of my cards down, pass my turn, and then I'll give you this victory. You've done it. You've locked down the meta monster. Good on you. I'm not even saying that sarcastically because, good God, they were prepared for this bullshit. Can you guys tell that I'm not exactly a competitive player? I just like experiencing the competitive environment, but for me, I'm just having fun. I don't care if I win or lose, and especially if you see like cool shit like this, it's insane. I actually want to see what... Then again, I guess it makes sense why you would have Banquet of Millions in this deck, because Labyrinth doesn't really use their extra deck, so yeah, they can banish away their entire extra deck if they wish, and then they also get rid of my extra deck as well. So yeah, good on them to have this piece of tech. I'm actually going to see what their build is at the moment, because this deck seems to be kitted out for like 2 to 9s against the meta. So okay, yep. Expectedly, they empty out my extra deck, so I can't do any of my yummy plays anymore. I'm only locked in. I can't even ritual summon. I can't even do... I literally cannot do anything. So I'll just commit Sudoku here, and I'll just see you guys at the next duel. Lost die roll yet again. So let's see what my opponent has for me. They're rocking the Alt Art Mechanical Sleeve, so that's already going to say something about what my opponent's going to try to do. We're going to Maxi here, because, we don't exactly have a choice. We don't have much in our hand. We can normal summon Drone and Lockbird here. Blue Eyes Fusion. So let's see what they're up. Magnamut and OG Blue Eyes. Okay. I am listening. I am seeing what you're doing in the kitchen, opponents. Let's see what you try to do. I mean, you can just summon Tyrant. But I expected. Blue Eyes Tyrant. Okay, cool. We summon one. I'm assuming that's all they're gonna summon. I am not sure what I can do with 2 cards in hand, so I think I'm just going to let this Fualos be in my hand, and that's it. We can actually special summon Saji and then normal summon Fualos, and if we had a level 4 Xyz monster, we can do something about it. But Blue Eyes Tyrant is only immune to trap effects, so I think we'll just have to be happy with the 1 card we drew off of Maxi here. The hand's not getting any better. So I guess we'll have to go through our Mitsurugi part first. Although they only have like 2 pieces of interaction potentially, so we're going to use prayers. And no, we will not tribute a monster. Again, this card is usually my bane, because if I misuse Mitsurugi prayers, it's literally going to screw me over royally, like 18,000 steps down the line. So be very careful whenever you use Mitsurugi prayers, because if you misstep with this, it's going to literally cost you the entire duel. So we get Habakiri, we do the whole rigmarole of the Mitsurugi stuff. Why can't I activate his in-hand effect? Because I no longer have a target. Great. Okay, this is a line that I am not too familiar with, so we'll just work with what's been given to us. Actually, no. We'll use Saji, but he's been negated. Great. I think we still have next turn because I don't think my opponent can kill me here. Unless the other set card in hand is something that can get him out of this. So, I mean, I could go into Almirage, but Saji is a decent enough blocker. So, I guess we'll just have to pass. I forgot that Habakiri needs to have a target to summon from the deck, but most of the builds that I've seen of Yamitsurugi, you only really have this really lean package of 3 Habakiri, 1 Saji, and 1 Murakumo, because that's honestly all you really need. Some people do double dip into the Mitsurugi engine by literally having one of each of the members of the archetype. So I probably should have actually set Infinite Permanence here to scare my opponent. I really should have done that. But Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons is definitely a bait for Ash Blossom if there ever was one. I would definitely prefer to Ash Blossom Wishes instead. But let's see what my opponent's gonna do. And then again, I can't use Imperm on Blue Eyes Tyrant anyway because he's immune to trap effects. So let's see what they do here. Again, I was forced to normal summon Saji because Habakiri was already, or rather, because Habakiri was in my hand and he didn't have a target to summon from the deck. I had to normal summon Saji to hopefully try and get there's wishes. All right, cool. You should have played here. You should have just used the roar. Made me baited my Ash that way, opponent. Good God. Now I potentially have a way out, maybe, unless no, yeah, I still need to special summon a Mitsurugi. So yeah, I may still just be dead here, but I don't know if they can even get enough damage on board. Because Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon summons it in defense position, so I may still have a chance, but we'll see. So I'm assuming they're just going to attack with Tyrant and then be happy. No, they do not. Ah, shit. I can actually use Imperm to try and negate their shenanigans. But I don't know if I'll have the time because a lot of their synchro monsters have quick effects. So we could just still be dead here because they could go into a level 12 synchro that has an Omni Negate. So yeah. I mean, my opponent's definitely going to go into attack and then do something else with his synchro lines. But yeah, I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point if there even is one. Okay, we're back to my turn and I drew pre-prep off the top. So we could stand a chance here because we're going to search Mirror. Then we're going to search Murakumo, which can hopefully contest my opponent's board. Majesty of the White Dragons is not it, my guy. So let's see how far we go from here. Okay, so we get Murakumo. So this unbricks our hand, thankfully. Then we'll use Mirror. Then we'll tribute off the... we're going to tribute off the Habakiri because we're going to summon Murakumo. There we go. Oh, finally. We are getting somewhere. Again, I don't think my opponent has any interaction apart from Blue-Eye Spirit Dragon here. But I don't know what they can do against this. So, Chainlink 1, Habakiri, then Chainlink 2, Murakumo, so that the board wipe comes in first in case they have any interaction that can, disrupt Chainlinks and whatnot. Okay, Murakumo destroys their board, surprisingly. Now, we're going to do Mitsurugi Ritual because we can summon from the deck this way. And because I special summoned Murakumo properly, I can just do that. Now, we'll Ritual Summon from the deck. We'll get another Habakiri by tributing Murakumo. Then we'll summon Murakumo back. And we're just going to try and kill my opponent that way. So, we're going to chain 1 Murakumo, then chain 2 the Mirror, so that it just shuffles itself back into the deck. See, this is why a lot of the ritual spells for Mitsurugi are only one-ofs, because they have ways to recycle themselves. Or, a lot of their creatures have ways to get them back. So, that's why I'm not too worried. Then, well, yes, we'll summon Murakumo. There we go. Now, we could go into the line that, mills my opponent a bunch, and then we do the thing from there. But if we use Murakumo as Xyz material, the game tends to forget that he was ever special summoned properly, if I remember correctly. So I think this will just have to do. So we swing with this, then we swing with this. There we go. And then we move to the second main phase. I guess we still just try, actually. So we get Zombie Vampire. We'll actually put them in the extra monster zone for reasons that you will see in a bit. Then Zombie Vampire, because they literally have no interaction, so I guess this is just a perfect opportunity to show this off. Zombie Vampire mills a bunch, and we got nothing. Holy shit, that we did not hit a single level 1, but we did get a level 4. I mean, we did get a level 1, so that's something. Level 1, there we go. Then, since Zombie Vampire is in the extra monster zone, we'll actually use Gravity Controller. There we go. And then, I think we still get into the yummy part of the deck, question mark? Yes, because I forgot that the yummy synchros just need a level 1, or rather a link 1. So yeah, we got there, boys and girls. We got there. So we get Cupsy, and literally our entire deck is unlocked from here. All right. So we get Cupsy, and I believe we get Lollipo at this point because we need to banish it out of their graveyard. Yeah, we need to get rid of the Maiden of White here. This gets from the graveyard. Yep. We'll banish it instead because we can. There we go. We'll actually discard Lollipo. There we go. And then once we do that, we'll use Snatchy. Oh wait, no. Before we do that, we'll summon out the Cupsy first. There we go. Then Cupsy effect. We do the thing here. We will add Yummy Surprise. There we go. Then after we add Yummy Surprise, we will go into Snatchy. There we go. I probably should have gone into Shamisen as well because they need their graveyard. But I think this is way funnier. So there we go. We get Snatchy. We're not going to do any of those effects. We're going to get Mignon. There we go. And then we're going to use another Lollipo. Yeah, we're going to use another Lollipo. Oh, wait, no, we don't need to. We're just going to use Mignon. There we go. Going to use Mignon. There we go. Then we do this because if we try to revive him off of the effect of a of the other stuff anyway, who do we shuffle back into the deck? I mean, they do have a way to get into it, and I do know this is Majesty. So yeah, just getting rid of this is pretty goddamn good. So get back into the deck, and then now we do the thing. We go Lollipo. There we go. The extra deck Lollipo. We do these two. And then we'll revive back the other ones. Yep, there we go. We'll revive back. Actually, no, we can revive back Cupsy and Lollipo. So this and that. There we go. And there we go. Alright. Now we go into Shamisen. Actually, we can just go straight into the 4, now that I think about it. We do this. Actually, no. We do need at least one more Snatchy. So we get one Snatchy. Hold on. This is the part about Yummy Mitsurugi that definitely will boggle your mind a little. So we do this because they need it. There we go. Sadly, we won't be able to use Yummy Surprise, but I think we're fine. So we just set prayers, and we set that, and this is it. Yeah, there's a pretty decent board, all things considered. We have an Omni Negate, we have Snatchy that can quick synchro into anything, and yeah, I guess we're fine here. I mean, what the hell are they gonna do? Unless they have something off the top. Do I allow that to happen? Probably no, because they normal summon that, they can just pop the hell off. So no, we're gonna nip it at the bud. And this also allows us to search, because fucking Herald is fucking broken. Unless they drew... Okay, that's not going to do anything, opponent. That's not going to do anything. You can try to, get rid... You can get rid of any of my level 1s. I'll just go into another one and then use Cookie here to, flip your board face down. What are you banishing? Herald is not... That is not going to do what you think it will. Wait, no. Is it because it will not be in the graveyard? It won't trigger its effect? Question mark? Well, maybe. We'll see. So we do that, and using Majesty. Okay. Ooh, it also counts in the graveyard. I forgot about that. They only have one, so they will literally just destroy one. I guess we use this and revive someone. Yeah, we're gonna revive someone, and that will at least give my opponent something to pause about. Or I think I probably should have better used the probably should have used prayers instead in that exact juncture. But let's roll with what choice I've made here. Let's see what they do. Safe to assume that they're going to destroy either the field spell or Snatchy, because that's their way to the other shenanigans that this deck can do. Or they can also destroy Minion, which will deny me recovery for... Why did you destroy prayers? You clearly have a better target on the field here. But okay, I'm not gonna judge. You probably had something else in mind, but we'll see what happens from here. Magnamat, yep. Banishing the Herald, and finally working our chain links backwards. He only has a Magnamat on the field. There we go. And okay, as I suspected, because Herald wasn't exactly in the graveyard for its effect to resolve, I don't get the search. So we just do this. We'll negate Magnamat's effect. There we go. I probably should have also just flipped him face down, but I'm gonna roll with what I'm doing. Add to hand. We'll actually add Marshmallow. There we go, which will allow us to recycle the Yummy Surprise. And come on, opponent, do your thing. I can just flip it face down if you wish. Before end of main phase, yeah, sure, no, why not? So I mean, our last Synchro monster. So there we go. And then we're gonna flip him face down because we can. There we go. 1600. Activate effects. Then we'll just flip it face down. And another card? No, thank you. There you go. Now you cannot attack, and I literally have enough attack power to just hit over a defense position Magnamat. Or Pizza, as some people prefer to call him. Okay, now we draw for turn, and my opponent literally has no interaction left, so I am not sure how they can crawl out of this. I'll just try for the OTK line, unless I screw up somewhere, so we're gonna keep this part of the recording in. They can do that every turn, so they'll summon from the graveyard, and you know what? Screw you, I'll draw one card. Draw one card on my turn, and let's see if we draw something significant here. I'm safe to assume that they're just going to summon a blocker. Yep, about what I expected, and we draw another Full so a worthless card, unfortunately. So we do that, then we get Marshmallow, recycle the Yummy Surprise, and wouldn't you know it, I can actually use this to bounce my opponent's shenanigans. There you go. So we target 2 Light Beasts and target 2 cards my opponent controls and return them to the hand. There we go. Wait, hold on. If this leaves the field, send from the spell and traps onto the graveyard. Boo. Return and return. And then everything is bounced, and we can just do our shenanigans from there. I don't think they... Oh, right, I forgot about that. But I think we're still fine, surprisingly. So, okay, get rid of 1 Snatchy. So, that's something. We're still there. Okay, sure. That was probably a mistake on my part. No, not probably. It really was. Probably should have not bounced them to hand, because that would unlock Magnamat's effect. Yeah, I definitely screwed that one over, so I definitely gave this one to my opponent. Yeah, I don't think I have any more answers from here. No, I have Minion. I forgot I have Minion. Holy shit. Now we get. Do I have another Snatchy? I don't think I do. Okay. Summon. I think I've already used all of their effects. No, I have not used Cupsy's effect yet. So we'll do this. Then use Cupsy's effect. There we go. Then add Cookie. There we go. And then we do this. Actually, we special summon. Again, this is definitely the worst possible way to do it, but you guys are not here to learn from the best. You're here to see a guy fumble his way through this thing. Now we have a unique opportunity. I'm actually going to go into Mascarena here. Because we have had the ritual sitting in our graveyard for quite some time now, and we can use Dynamondo to get it out of there. So there we go. A piece of recovery somehow. I somehow fumbled my way into an end board that is somewhat respectable. There we go. But they have to set their back row again in order to do their thing. So let's see if we can maneuver it from there. No, it's worthless to use the Ron Lockbird at that point. I think we can only really do it if my opponent, after my opponent searches for the barrel side of their deck. So, or rather, Primite. Why does I barrel? Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Do your thing. I think this is only during the main phase. Yeah, it's only during the main phase. All right, cool. Let's see. I mean, are they just gonna attack? I mean, if they're just gonna attack, then yeah, good on them, because that's also a weakness that this deck has. All right, cool. Special summon, not yet. We're not gonna use Dynamondo just yet. We're going to see. Let's see here. Where is Murakumo? Okay. Tyrant is on the board. Okay. Let's see what else they're gonna do. Okay. Beryl is on the field. I'm assuming they're gonna search. And I believe there's as good a time as any to try and wipe their board. There we go. So IP Mascarena. If this doesn't work, then yeah, definitely it. Wow, holy shit! I can't do Dynamondo. Oh wait, because I didn't manage to special summon them. Great. Yeah, that fumble was definitely the fumble of all time. Holy shit. So yeah, I'm not going to scoop out of shame. That was definitely me being greedy, and I will definitely own up to that. So yeah, we're going to cut it here actually, because we can actually still just banish this because we can. Yeah, they just attack into it with Beryl and then just do the rest. So yeah, we're actually going to cut it here, and you guys can definitely see where you can go wrong with this deck and where you can go absolutely right. So if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.